Now we're just resurrecting this aquarium, and one of the next points I'll talk about is water flow. I want as much surface agitation on the top of the aquarium as possible, because you need to break the surface of the water to release the surface tension to allow enough oxygen into the water. So when you see outlets like that aren't breaking the water surface, I want to shorten them and bring them up so then they're breaking the surface. The other thing that I'm a big fan of is, unless you have a massive amount of water flow, I'm trying to get kinetic energy. So what I'll actually do is put all of my pumps on the back aiming forward, so then they're all working together, and it creates kinetic energy, which means the movement of the water creates movement of the water, instead of the pumps working against each other and losing the kinetic energy. So basically light, water flow, and then nutrients is the next most important thing for corals. Corals need calcium, corals need carbonate, they need magnesium, they need trace elements, and they need food. So they're things that you need to address with your corals. And providing that the corals are getting what they need, they should be growing. If they're not growing, they're dying. So they're either dying because they're not getting enough light, or they're getting too much light. They're getting too much water flow and not enough water flow. They're getting too much nutrients or not enough nutrients. And that's about all there is to it. Other than that, there is bacterial infection. So if you see a coral like this one that's clearly got a bacterial infection, look at what might be wrong. It may be getting picked on by a fish, it may be getting stung by another coral, and then dip it in Revive. The Revive will kill off the bacterial infection, and providing that the condition that you were offering is now fixed, then the coral really should come good, because at the end of the day, corals should grow, they shouldn't die, and they only die for a reason, so it's your job to find out the reason. The next thing is, we've got large rocks like that facing down. They're very hard to aquascape, very hard to put corals on them. So if you got that rock and turned it upright a bit more, then you'll find that it's much easier to put the corals on. So that one's facing down, these are all facing down. Just watch which way you put your corals in your rocks in the aquarium, and that will make it easier to introduce corals onto the rock by the way that you position the rock. So you want to face them slightly backwards or flat, and it's a lot easier to decorate your corals.